Hi, LSC 527 students. This is Mary Moen, your instructor, and I'm providing this short video to give you an idea of what your lesson in Sakai is going to look like for assignment 3, the special topic lesson that you're giving to your class so they can learn more about a topic. So last year I had students actually upload the content for their lesson in Sakai, and I'm going to show you this example. So as you can see, if we look down here, that the content boxes kind of mirror the lesson plan categories that you're probably getting familiar with. So that's a great way to organize your lesson. You give an overview, and what I really like about what this group did is they said this will focus on resources and instructional strategies to aid librarians in instruction of students with special needs and blah, blah. So they're saying, the purpose of this lesson is to help librarians learn about this so they can better serve their patrons. They give some lesson goals. They give essential questions, which is something I had them do last year, but you're not doing that this year. But then this should start to look familiar. They give the student learning objectives. What do you want your classmates, students in library school to know and be able to do after this, at the end of this lesson? And they give you those. It should look familiar. They give you a warm-up. They say, please respond to the questions below and put it on a Padlet. This is a nice activity because it gets people reflecting on how they felt in a classroom where they didn't feel value or their needs were not being met. So they're like they're connecting to each student personally, like what personal experience have you had on this topic? And then they're having everyone post to a Padlet. That's a great warm-up activity. Then they have their instructional activities, and they're very clear. First, read through this short article, and they tell what it's about. Next, read the following 2 articles, and they tell the topic. Next, please view the following short video. And so they're combining text and video, which is good for people who have different learning preferences. Now they go back to reading, and now they're changing the topic. They're telling you, next we'll focus on teaching students with special needs. They have you read. Again, there's another video. And then after your classmates have done all this reading and they've gained some knowledge, they need to kind of like work with it and internalize it. So they've come up with these great weekly activities. So they direct their classmates, the students in this lesson, to go to their LibGuide like you all have been doing. You've been putting your weekly activities in your LibGuide. So they're saying on your LibGuide, choose 3 culturally responsive strategies that are most interesting and how you would apply each strategy in an information or media literacy lesson in a library setting of your choosing. That is great. It gets them to take what they learned and think, how would I use that on my job as a librarian? And then they have a similar activity, choose 3 strategies that from the readings to teach learners with special needs and reflect on that. So that's works really well because the activities and the reflection all line up with the learning objectives. And the way they assessed it was by giving the point. They would look at your LibGuide and give the points that they had allocated for each activity. They also use the forum post, and your groups should definitely take advantage of the forum posts. And so they gave a prompt. And they kept the instructions similar to mine, which is, post and respond to at least 1 peer. Now, and they also give extension activities, and this is great for people who are really interested in the topic, and they've provided a few more. So that's what this lesson can look like, this online lesson that you're going to be giving to your class. Now, as I said, what I decided to do this year is each one of you is going to create your lesson in LibGuides rather than in Sakai, because I want you to have some control over the look and feel and get some more practice using LibGuides. And there's going to be one person on your team who is going to be the designated person to put the links to your LibGuides in Sakai on the weekly lesson. And I'm going to be creating a separate video for them and sending it to them. It's all going to work out. You guys are doing great. And please let me know if you have any questions. Hope this helps.